sponsored by Jacksonville State University with Mo Carter.
On Monday, one game will determine who is the top dog in all of college football. Either Alabama will continue Nick Saban's decade of dominance, or Georgia will be that top dog and claim their first title since the 1980s. Both teams earned their spot to Atlanta by winning their semifinal games in very different ways. As a matter of fact, they arrived in Atlanta this evening. Alabama, they went back to the past and dominated Clemson with defense, while Georgia found a way to win a shootout against Baker Mayfield and the Oklahoma Sooners. Refs from both teams have put those games behind them, and now they are focused on Monday.
It's the same tactics that we use as far as preparing for Clemson. We're going to do the same thing here, making sure we overemphasize everything, making sure we almost in a way overdo everything, just to make sure that, you know, everything that we do out there comes natural.
There was a lot of energy and enthusiasm out there. They're certainly excited for this opportunity. We're excited for the program, and got to keep the players a little settled down. The biggest thing is conserving energy. We're trying to make sure our players get enough rest and recovery right now and get prepared for what's going to be a very emotional, hard-fought, physically tough football game.
The national champion will hail from the Southeastern Conference once again. Will it be Alabama or Georgia? We'll find out Monday night at 7 p.m. The game is airing live on ESPN. The Auburn Tigers receiving some good news last night during the Under Armour All-American game. Four-star wideout Anthony Schwartz committed to Gus Malzahn and the Tigers. The four-star standout is ranked 28 among wide receivers in the 2018 class, and he's the 25th best player in the state of Florida. He will be a two-sport athlete on the plains. He's also a great track standout. His personal best in the 100-meter dash is 10.17, which would have qualified him for the 2016 Olympics. Other news from college football, Lamar Jackson declaring for the NFL draft this afternoon. The 2016 Heisman Trophy winner is the first player in college football history to have at least 3,500 passing yards and 1,500 rushing yards in back-to-back seasons. He set Louisville record for total offense, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, and total touchdowns. It's been a very long season for the Tennessee Titans, but after 17 weeks, Mike Mularkey's team finds himself in the postseason for the first time in 9 years. But if you've been at Titans practice or through the Titans locker room, you've seen a team that's far looser than one can expect. See, Mike Mularkey's team has the act like you've been there before attitude, and that's just the way the head coach likes it.
I've stressed it to be that way. I mean, there's no reason now. I mean, every game we've played has been a big game. I mean, it's just the NFL. So this is obviously just the next one, and I want them to be loose and feel good about themselves and enjoy this experience as we go through it.
The Titans kick off Wild Card Weekend with a battle at the Chiefs. Kickoff is set for 3:20. You can see that live on ESPN. Falcons and Rams have the nightcap tomorrow evening. On Sunday, the Bills travel to the Jags, and right here on WZDX, you'll see the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints at 3:40. We got to take a sports media timeout here on WZDX. When we return, Alabama A&M is back at home for a pair of SWAC games. I've got those previews and much more when we return.
WZDX Sports, sponsored by Jacksonville State University.
Since the basketball season began, the Alabama A&M Bulldogs have spent a lot of time away from home, but tomorrow they'll get some home cooking when they play host to Arkansas Pine Bluff. And if Donnie Marshall's team plays like they did on New Year's Day, then they could finish the night with a win. See, the Bulldogs are off to a 1-1 start in SWAC play after splitting road games at Grambling and Jackson State. Coach Marsh has preached to his team about playing strong defense. That was a big key in their win at Grambling. That also can be the key to winning on Saturday evening.
We've got to do a great job of defending these guys. Their guards are big enough to post us because we're not very big. So we've got to put a defensive scheme in that allows us to bring some help to guards when they're posted. I think for us, it starts and ends at the defensive end. If we can get stops, then we're quick enough. I think we're quicker than they are. We can push it and we can get some things done.
Coach Margaret Richards and her Lady Bulldogs have already surpassed last season's overall win total. Now they want to be competitive in the SWAC. The Lady Dogs are 0-2 in conference play so far, but in both games they were never out of it until late in the second half. As they return home to the Hill tomorrow, A&M second-year head coach Margaret Richards is looking for a team to play a complete contest, especially since they'll be at home again at Elmore.
You know, just being at home, I think it will help us a little bit offensively, too, because we're able to shoot on our rims. And like I told them, I think it's them growing. They just trying to think of all of these different things. But I think that we'll have a good turnout tomorrow as far as offensively and get things turned around.
Coach Richard and the crew will take on UAPB tomorrow at 4 p.m. The men's game will tip around 6 p.m. Other basketball acts tomorrow. UAH hosts Christian Brothers at Spraggin Hall. The women begin at 2 p.m. The men are at 4 p.m. 11 a.m. Alabama and Georgia play the basketball game, not the football game, everyone. You can see that live on SEC Network. And Auburn and Arkansas play at 5 p.m. on ESPNU. And finally, my most sports moment will make you hungry. See, the Buffalo Bills sent chicken wings to fans of the Cincinnati Bengals. Last week, the Bills needed some help to get into the playoff. And thanks to the Bengals upsetting the Baltimore Ravens, the Bills got in. So the organization sent wings along with dips and all the other fixings from Dove's Restaurant to fans of the Cincinnati Bengals. Members of the Bengals organization also help serve the wings. So a nice little gesture right there for one team to the other. Also, the Bills hadn't been in the playoffs since 1999. So, of course, they're going to go ahead and just do something way overdue in that situation.
Now I want some wings. Thanks a lot, Mo.